Hey everybody, thank you for watching Aim for Survival. Today we're going to do another knife review, this time of the Condor Swamp Romper. Stay tuned. So like I was saying, we're going to be reviewing the Condor Swamp Romper. This is a beautiful knife. It comes in a nice leather sheath that does have a dangler or a drop leg system and a single belt loop if you like to wear it like I do, high on the hip. It does feature a ferro rod holder which fits a 5/16 ferro rod of whatever length you choose. Talking about the knife is a beauty. Does say Condor on one side and Swamp Romper on the other. This is a 9.5 overall length with a 4.5 inch blade. Sharp 90-degree spine. Is made of 1075 high carbon steel. Guys, I've heard a lot of rumors about 1075 not being as good as 1095, but it does serve its purpose. I promise you, it makes it really easy to sharpen in the field. It does have a Scandi grind. And to be honest with you, when it come out of the box, it was not near as sharp as the Bushlore. Maybe it was just mine. However, I did go ahead and put a custom edge on here with the Lansky box sharpener. Just real simple touch up, no big deal. Let's talk about the scales on this for a minute. We do have 3 hollow brass pins holding on a hardwood maple handle. It's a really beautiful classic design knife, guys. And I look forward to beating on it. Stay tuned. Okay, so one of the first things everybody asks about a bushcraft knife, or in this case the Swamp Romper, is can it baton? Well guys, I'm not going to make you wait. Let's go ahead and bring up a small test. Definitely hammering right through this. I definitely recommend when batoning, you only hit the tip. However, sometimes you don't get a choice. If you have to, back the knife out, but don't hit the scales. Making real short work of this old cedar. Let's try something just a little bit bigger. Okay guys, I really see no need to ever put a knife through this. We do have probably about 4.5 inches worth of wood right here and a 4.5 inch knife. Something I see people doing all the time is wanting to aim straight through the material. I don't blame you. However, this knife is not up to the task. So what we're going to do is start from the sides and work the angles of this big log and make it much more manageable. See if the knife will take it. Again, it being small, we might have to back the knife out a couple times. First piece come off rather easy. Again, working small angles, small bits at a time. If you have to, reposition that knife again. I definitely want to point out that the little bit of extra length on top of this compared to the Bushlore makes this completely possible. However, with the Bushlore, we would not have been able to undertake such a large feat. Let's keep going, guys. After a certain point, you shouldn't make the knife do no more work than you have to. Make an improvised wedge to assist the tool. Careful where it goes, but again, we can save that blade. Got several of these larger pieces. Definitely work real good for starting that fire as they are dry. Okay, that test's going pretty good. Okay, so now we put the rumors to bed that the Swamp Romper cannot baton. It's all about how you use the tool. Work smarter, not harder. Now let's see, after the abuse it took, if that 1075, which is supposed to be so super soft, see if it can still feather. Taking a long piece from what we just cut. Give you a close-up of what I'm seeing here. Okay, kind of a crude demonstration, but yes, Swamp Romper can also feather. Next, let's see if it can perform some of the tasks you would expect to need to perform in a swamp. What I'm going to do is try to make this small sapling into a frog gig. To do that, I'm going to take the knife, beaver chew into the sapling, seems like our work's already done. So it could definitely beaver chew. Now back at camp, let's go ahead and see if it'll perform snap cuts. Good job on the first go around. Good job on the second go around. These are small branches, no big deal. See if we can do just a little bit of light chop work with it. Okay, no heavy duty chopper. However, we're going to make a spear out of this. To start, I'm going to beaver chew around the material, snapping it off. We'll have us a very small end here, splitting right down the middle. We're going to go in probably about 3-4 inches and come around, do it again on the other side. Now we have our spear started. All we're going to do is feed little twigs in to spread the tip open to make the gig. If we wanted to be fancy, we'd go ahead and tie a lashing down to this end. However, we're just go ahead and sharpen this up. Now we have our frog gig on one end. Let's go ahead and put a spear tip on the other. The way we cut this, has already allowed for a general point. However, we can sharpen that out just a little better. Okay, I believe that'll do. Definitely keep the critter at distance if we needed to. Okay, our next test will be just a little bit of slight notching. Just like our previous videos, we're going to do a stake style test, which requires a point on one end. There we are. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All joking aside, now we're going to need to put a notch on here. Let's go ahead and take the unneeded end off of this. Let's put on L7. Just rocking this back and forth. As you can see, we're already getting started. Going about a third or so into the wood, making sure it has a really nice, clean 90-degree edge on here. What this will allow us to do is to connect it. By the way, this dangler sheath makes it very easy when wearing a jacket to put the sheath and knife together. Something else you may need to do when out and about is process tinder materials. I have a small cedar branch here with the wispy fibers that we all know I love. You see we have some very fine curls. Definitely will assist in fire making. And on that note, let's go to the stump and get the fire still out. Okay, so now that we're down here, I'm going to go ahead and point out that the Swamp Romper and its cousin the Bushlore have similar features. They are about the same in overall length. They're both advertised as having a 3mm thick spine. However, I do believe the Swamp Romper is just a little bit thinner. As far as the handles go, there's less palm swell on Swamp Romper than the Bushlore. But we're not talking about the Bushlore right now, are we? I want to note that the sheath was definitely a bonus on the Swamp Romper, as it will house a ferro rod. Before we break out a ferro rod and use it, I want to go ahead and point out that this 90-degree spine can also be used to make fine curls off of the things that we processed earlier. Definitely some fluffy materials. Add in just a little bit of cedar. Well, cedar outer bark. Cedar bark is lit using some of our feathers. You can see it goes right up. Well guys, I'd like to thank you again for watching Aim for Survival. This has been our review of the Condor Swamp Romper. We made frog gig, a spear, components for a trap trigger. We made tinder, kindling. We performed snap cuts and batoned. Guys, this knife is an all-in-one package. Beautiful, beautiful piece by Condor, designed by Joe Flowers. You know who you are. Well guys, I appreciate you watching Aim for Survival. If you haven't already, smash the like button. Comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and as always, stay safe.